This is one of the most iconic rifles that was used during the Civil War. This is a model 1861 Springfield rifle musket, and it was one of the ones that was picked up off the battlefield by J.T. Hayes. And as you can see by the condition, it's pretty battle-worn and rough. Actually, I'm not really surprised to see it in this condition because of the early date on the lock. It's got an 1861 dated lock right here on the tang of the lock. And as you can see, it's marked Springfield, U.S. Now, Springfield was one of the most prolific manufacturers during the Civil War and even before the Civil War. They manufactured about 265,000 of these muskets during the Civil War. It was a .58 caliber musket. It had about a 40-inch round barrel. And as you can see, this one has kind of had some alterations during its time and use. Let me show you a little bit about it here. So as you can see, 1861, as we said, on the lock, which is the first type musket that Springfield used during the Civil War. You can see by this musket that it was absolutely used really, really hard during the war. Now, if you pan up here, you can see that the musket has been essentially cut right here at the forearm, right? This musket, this stock used to travel all the way up to the top barrel band, almost to the muzzle of the gun. Obviously, that whole section is missing. Now this one, if I was a betting man, I would say in '61, this was probably dropped by a Union troop, picked up by the Confederate forces, and all these alterations happened from there. Again, this one was picked up off the battlefield by J.T. Hayes in 1863, off the Gettysburg battlefield, and it's been in the Hayes family ever since then, handed directly down through the descendants, and then we were able to buy the collection, and this one came in it. The barrel has not been cut, okay? It still has the top front sight, which was fitted for a bayonet. Now remember, in the story, in the Chronicle of the Emmitsburg Historical Register, they said that J.T. Hayes picked these up and put them in his wagon with the bayonets attached. So what we have is we have a bunch of these muskets and a bunch of the bayonets. And there is a 61 socket bayonet in there. Not sure if it was affixed to this gun or not. Trigger guard is in good shape. Let's give it a try, the action. Yep, the mainspring is gone. Okay, the mainspring is gone, so it's not catching. Actually, the mainspring is, but the sear is not catching. So it does have a strong mainspring, but there's a mechanism in there called the sear. It's not catching. So likelihood is this stopped working, it was dropped on the field, and that was the end of it. So again, this is a model 1861 Springfield percussion rifle musket, one of the most well-known in the Civil War, one of the most iconic weapons in the Civil War. It's actually pictured here on page 570 of Flaterman Guide to Antique Guns right here. You can read about all the manufacturing information. You can read about all the data. Just a very well-known, they actually made two types of these. This is the first type. And in the collector community, to have a 61 dated lock is a premium. Actually, you can charge 15 to 25% for a premium on that 61 dated lock. It's coveted by collectors. So there you have the 1861 Springfield musket.
This is item M1382, a model 1861 Springfield musket for only $1,495. Again, that's item M1382, a model 1861 Springfield musket for the collector-friendly price of just $1,495.